The New England Patriots are starting to answer these big questions. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. This is Sports Talk Patriots on the daily, pushing out that content to people just like you who can't get enough Patriots football. So do me a favor, win or lose, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because I'm pushing out that content on the daily, so don't miss out. Today, what we're going to be talking about is a quick recap of the game, some key moments for me, and 3 huge takeaways that are answering some massive questions for the New England Patriots. Because I'm going to tell you right now, folks, after watching this game, I do not think the Patriots are far off. The Los Angeles Rams are a playoff team. Let's remember they barely lost to the Detroit Lions last year in the first round of the playoffs. This year they are in a tight battle out there in the NFC West with teams like the Seahawks, the 49ers, who have underperformed this year, and even the Cardinals. So when it comes down to it, you never know. This is a good team. It was a close game. Let's jump into it. So first of all, we know final score 28-22. Some of the big takeaways I want to throw in. Kendrick Bourne, first of all, coming out and absolutely being a dog. Going 5 for 5, 5 targets, 5 receptions, 70 yards. Great touchdown on that nice slant route. Got to give credit to Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry did a nice little out route that kind of pulled away the safety a little bit, helped on that slant route. But Kendrick Bourne, good for him. Benched the week before. Positive attitude, went out and balled hard in practice, and then went out there and led the team in receiving yards. Good for him. You know, veteran guy. It just shows, hey, instead of going out there and whining and getting upset, hey, go work hard. Go be a man. So good for him. Good for Kendrick Bourne. Next, moving forward a little bit, the Fisk sack, and these are just things I wrote down that I think were huge kind of moments in the game. That was just unfortunate. It was a stunt by the defensive line that our offensive line just did not pick up. Drake May got absolutely rocked. And honestly, the offensive line did not look horrendous. Obviously, they gave up 3 sacks. That one was bad. That was really bad. But that being said, there was times they did well. They did a lot of AVP, cooked up a lot of quick passes, some great screens to Pop, to Hooper, and different players. Quick routes to get the ball out to help Drake May with this line that has not always been the great this season. So again, that was a huge play that I feel like somewhat turned the momentum. That was not great. Now, there's 2 key plays or key drives that really plagued the New England Patriots. The first one was at the end of the second, where they didn't quite get into the red zone. They were just outside of, I believe, maybe they were in the red zone. I can't remember. But anyways, they were in scoring range. Could not get a touchdown. Joey Sly had to kick a field goal that put it to 14-10. That was a huge moment, and the reason that was a huge moment was because you have to understand, when you have an opportunity where you're that close to the end zone, you got to get touchdowns. Touchdowns are going to win you games. Again, you look at a team like the Detroit Lions today. Literally every opportunity they had where they were in the red zone or close to the red zone, they scored and literally just trampled their opponent. When you're in scoring positions, sure, 3 points is great, but you got to put up touchdowns. So that one was, sure, they did the smart thing, put it within 4. And then it was very fortunate that at the end of the half, LA missed that field goal, so it still stayed at 14-10. Then coming out of halftime, LA gets the ball. Cooper Kupp, they send an all-out blitz. It doesn't get any pressure, and we'll talk about that more in a minute because that's one of the keys. But didn't get any pressure on Stafford. Stafford got the ball out to Cooper Kupp on a solid post route. Jay Jones tried to dive for it. Cooper Kupp had a step on him. It was just bad. It did not look good. Again, you stall him somewhat in that drive, or at least hold him to a field goal. Puts you in a better position, but that was just a rough play in general. Now, the first possession, this was the other key possession of the game, really, for the New England Patriots, their first possession in the third. They brought it all the way to the 2-yard line and could not punch it in. It was abysmal to watch. It was rough to watch. Tried and true football is we are going to put up our jumbo package, our goal line package, and we are going to cram it down your throat and we're going to score. And that is hard to do when your line is not one of the best in the NFL. Again, that's an area that is going to be fixed, needs to be fixed more in the offseason. There are some potential gems on that offensive line, especially some people that they've found. But again, you got to be able to punch the ball in there. You got to be able to punch the ball in there. And that brings me to the Verdarian Lowe touchdown where he scored that on that play action. He rolled out. He was a tackle eligible. He was wide open. It was awesome. I almost wish they would have ran that instead of taking the field goal because you score 2 touchdowns right there or even just 1 touchdown, and it puts you in a better position, I feel like, at the end of the game. But you score 2 touchdowns right there. That's a game in each of those scenarios. So, again, being able to move the ball, get the ball downfield, they did a good job at that, but you have to capitalize. You have to get touchdowns, especially when you are literally on the 2-yard line. You got to jam the ball in there. Shoot, do the tush push. I don't care. Go score a touchdown. It's as simple as that. But as well, I just want to jump into some other stats. Drake May statistically had a great game. I feel like he did well, obviously, besides the fumble, not necessarily his fault. But the interception was rough. We'll talk about that. Matt Stafford's going to be doing Matt Stafford things. He is a great quarterback. Obviously, he's older, but still showing that he has the capacity to play well, especially throwing 4 touchdowns and 3 of those touchdowns to Puka and Cooper Kupp, who are 2 great wide receivers for the Rams, great wide receivers. But when it comes down to it, Matt Stafford never really under pressure, not really many QB hurries or hits or anything like that, and so if you give him too much time, he's going to slice you, he's going to dice you. So it was not good. In the rushing battle, the Patriots did outrush the Rams 125-107. Again, a lot of times you win the rushing battle. It gives you a good idea who's going to win the game, who controlled it on the ground. But again, Matt Stafford, he had so many big pass plays. Like, look at this. You look down, Puka's longest was 37. Cooper's Kupp was 69. Atwell's was 21. Parkinson was 19. So they had a lot of big chunk plays. And if you look at the team stats, the Patriots had more first down, had more plays ran. But again, the Rams had a lot of big-time plays that got them down the field quick. So, again, that's something the Patriots, I feel like they got to get some more opportunities at some more chunk plays. But as well, and here's the biggest thing. Here are the 3 big things that need to be addressed. First of all are the big questions that need to be answered, and I feel like the answers have been found, and it's glaring the Patriots right in the eye. First, Stafford was not pressured at all. We just talked about that. So what does that let us know? And granted, Barmore, he's not 100%. No, don't even say he is. Edge rushers. We need edge rushers. Case in point, we need that, and we need to be putting up some opportunities where they can be really putting pressure on the quarterback, because you do that, and Matt Stafford's not going to be throwing like he did. So that's one thing that needs to highly be addressed in the offseason is that. Second is the 2 massive missed touchdown opportunities, those 2 big drives that I told you about at the end of the second, in the beginning of the third. Those are huge missed opportunities. In football, you have to capitalize. If you can't capitalize, it's not going to be great. This offense, if you think about it, yes, there's some veterans on this team, but it's led by a young player in Drake May. He needs time. He needs more experience, and that goes to the third one. Really, the biggest thing is, besides these other 2 things, capitalizing. Got to go down the field. Got to capitalize on those opportunities. Need more pressure. We need edge rushers. But the last thing is just he just needs to continue to get this experience, and that goes back to it. I truly believe, and comment below if you disagree with me, I truly believe that the Patriots would be in a different position. And yes, we were flirting with I was flirting. You guys weren't probably. I was flirting with the idea of the playoffs if they went on a hot streak. I didn't think it was going to happen. It was probably less than 15%, but a man can dream, man can hope. Now it's definitely not going to happen, obviously. But again, if he would have played at the beginning of the season and got more experience, would have that helped him? That interception at the end was just forcing something that wasn't there. Literally, they were essentially playing, I believe it was a cover 4. I'd have to go back and look at the interception. But Pop, I believe, was run some sort of post seam route. I didn't really get a good look at it. But again, he wasn't even there. It didn't even look like he looked for the ball, but Drake May just threw it up. I think he knew he made a mistake. I don't know if he was expecting Pop to break in a different way, but it is what it is. So the biggest things that I feel like the Patriots are getting their answers to, these big questions, is defensively, need an edge rusher. From there on defense, probably looking at possibly some other cornerbacks. Obviously, Christian Gonzalez is great. Marcus Jones, I have no issue with. Jay Jones is getting older in age, and I think that's something that will probably be addressed at some point. But then being able to capitalize, and that goes in tandem with experience for a lot of these younger players. So getting more experience, and I think as well for AVP, understanding, hey, in these situations, what plays do I need to be calling? But I think these massive missed opportunities for the touchdowns, you look at the offensive line. The offensive line needs to be able to own the line of scrimmage. That's where football starts. If you can't own the line of scrimmage, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be smooth sailing at all. But then Drake May, just more experience. Guys, he has what it takes. He has the intangibles. He is fun to watch. You have to admit, even though they lost, and I'm being as glass half full as I can be, but even watching him, even though they lost, you're like, it makes you excited for the future. It has to. And not only him, but again, my favorite player, Pop Douglas, him hitting him on quick crossing routes. And I feel like they've been sending him in motion more. And I think that it's tough on defenses because he is so athletic. You hit him on a quick screen. He has shown that he can play well on those. So that's fun to watch. Kayshon Boutte, he had 6 targets. He dropped one he should have caught. That was very frustrating to watch. But besides that, he had some big catches as well. I think Stevenson, again, I don't think the Rams necessarily have a bad defense, but he didn't have a bad game either. There is a lot of potential on this team. You get a few more pieces, you get some more experience, and they can figure some things out in the offseason. I truly believe they can be competing at the top of the AFC East. Again, we got to remember, the Dolphins, they were supposed to do well this year. They're not doing great. The Jets, a lot of people thought this is their year. They're doing awful. What are they going to be doing? Nothing. So again, call me crazy, but I think the Patriots are starting to see more and more how do we fix this? And I think they're seeing that, especially in a game like this. And I think that's going to be the biggest things that they address in the offseason. So comment below. Tell me what you guys think. Again, trying to make this as glass half full as possible. But again, I enjoyed the game. I was frustrated at times, and I knew that those drives where we didn't capitalize and get a touchdown, I knew they were going to come back and bite us in the butt. But that's part of it. That's football. So anyways, comment below. Tell me what you guys think. And do you think that my claims that the Patriots aren't far off, do you think that's outrageous? Again, think about it. You get an edge rusher. You do well on the offensive line in the offseason and get another weapon at wide receiver. I honestly think I think you have a chance to push at the playoffs for sure. And again, Drake May, if he would have started the season, if they wouldn't have been so hesitant to start him, again, is it possible that he could be having a season like Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams didn't look awful today, but he's not doing great by any means. I don't know. I guess he could be in a situation like that, but he clearly is showing that he was worth his top 3 pick, and the best is yet to come. So comment below. Tell me what you guys think. I appreciate it. The Sports Talk Patriots. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. We'll talk later. Peace.